Godzilla X Kong, A New Empire. Story-wise, I like that there's less humans. It's very nonsensical. I like when the monsters punched each other, pretty much.
All the human characters were just a catalyst to play sweet music.
Yeah. So it's really hard to balance a good human story with monsters, because monsters will always win, because that's the point of these movies. And it's really hard to do good human stories without it being like Godzilla -1 and the monster doesn't take a good amount of it.
Who's your favorite character in the movie?
Godzilla.
I think I like Kong more in this movie.
I like
honestly.
Why be a king when you can be a god?
Yeah.
Like Eminem said. And honestly, they just did more of the story with Kong. I need everybody to know, in this movie, there was a point where Kong was punching Godzilla and he dragged him. It was a callback to another movie. People were like, Godzilla got knocked out. I rewatched it. He never closed his eyes. He was sentient. And then he did the beam. And I will say, Godzilla will kill Kong, just like he did in Godzilla versus Kong. You know?
Godzilla has that beam that will insta-kill any monkey.
Yes, that's why they all run from
Why was there
him.
multiple Godzillas, though?
If you watch the movie and you want to see how strong Godzilla is, there's okay, so we are introduced to Scar King, big fucking ape that's actually pretty much, he's like a high school bully. Like, Kong got his tooth fixed and then he fucking checks and he's like, look at this fucking pussy, and he starts laughing. He's like, what? I don't know why he laughed either. Why
It's
does
weird,
he
'cause,
know
like,
the humans did it?
He's been trapped in there for a very long time. Maybe before even humans got any amount of advancement in technology. How does he know?
That's what I mean.
How does he know that they're performing dentistry on the monkey?
No, and he laughed about it. He's like, look at this fucking bitch. He loves humans, but it's
one
like,
of my favorite parts, and we talked about it before, was that expository moment where somebody sees like a tablet and there's like a few scribbles on it. And she starts talking about a very elaborate story, and it goes on for like 20 seconds of like, this happened, then the war, they trapped him over there, and
it was
where
just
are you getting this?
It was just like
I know,
pictures of Godzilla.
Like, she was telling a very detailed story, and it was based on like pictographs on the wall. It was like, we can see the same shit.
Yeah, she's like, Godzilla imprisoned Scar King a million years ago. Was she? And it's like, how the okay? And there's so many things that aren't explained. Like, Scar King has this thing at the end of his spine, which we don't know where the fuck the spine's from either. And it has a crystal at the end, and it controls Shimo, which is the oldest Titan and supposedly super strong, and he controls her. But it doesn't explain where that thing is from. It doesn't explain how he controls her.
Shimu, ancient Godzilla. That's how it was just like, I heard rumor of there's no white Godzilla in this movie. I was disappointed that when it was just a dog. But also it was hilarious that King Kong was riding the Shimo at the end of the movie.
King? Oh no,
no, it was at the end. Yeah, then they're friends, but it's like you're still treating him like a dog.
So yeah, he was controlling Shimo with this fucking thing, and Scar King bodied Kong with Shimo. But every time Kong fought Shimo, couldn't do shit. He could just put his axe and try to do it and run away. Godzilla fucked up Shimo, and if you watch, Scar King was fucking up Kong. Whenever Godzilla got his hands on Scar King, he threw them in the
That's
around.
the thing. Godzilla and Kong work together. You don't need Kong for this movie. If Scar King actually surfaced with all his army of monkeys, Godzilla could have taken them all on.
With one hyper beam.
One hyper beam going this way will take out most of them. Maybe some will jump over. He'll just body the rest.
That's one of the funniest things, is because they're like, a million years ago, Godzilla imprisoned Scar King. Why the fuck do they need to team up then?
Exactly. He already took care of the problem.
He did it by himself already. Scar King, though, there's two hilarious parts. There's a part where Kong is just entering where the new monkeys are, and for some reason the ground cracks and it opens up a new place out of convenience, I guess.
Right, yeah.
And or was it the Iwi? I don't know. They just said that they put out a distress signal to Godzilla.
Right,
which is the Iwi is this tribe that the little girl who talks to Kong is from, and they put out this signal, and Godzilla's like, "Oh, fuck, I gotta suit up." So he gets up, and he's a fucking asshole in this movie.
He is.
Godzilla just like kills this one Titan, and then he goes to this nice Titan's house and kills her to sleep in her house.
Because there's like more radiation there. Then he gets like Kaioken from Dragon Ball Z. It's actually confirmed that was what it was inspired by, and that's why Godzilla goes pink. Yep. Lots of energy there. And then I don't know if that was even necessary, but maybe he did that, a million years ago to trap Scar King. Possible.
I don't know, but then
again, but also it's like, I know they like Scar King is weaker than Kong, and I guess it was a standstill or something, right? What happened in Godzilla versus Kong? Who was I feel like Godzilla would have taken Kong on anyways, but
they've Godzilla and Kong fought at first because they were transporting Kong on a boat.
So do you think
Godzilla was like, "Fuck you," because they're both alphas, so they're attracted to each other too.
Yeah. Do you think King Kong's
Just like me and you were both alphas.
more of a threat than Scar King, or was like it's weird because like
Scar King wasn't a threat.
like
really.
his threat was really that he had Shimu, I guess, but that's an odd weapon because it's like nothing special. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's so
It's
weird
not even that
okay,
big.
that Shimo was the oldest
Shimo.
Titan, and I thought like she's supposed to be this big strong thing, and then for some reason they treat her like a dog. Like people at the end are like Kong's petting her at the end. I'm like, she's a Titan just like you guys. It's a little condescending.
Yeah, it's a little condescending.
Shimo should have fucking blasted him with ice. So if you watch that
Yeah.
movie, Kong is badass, and he has this glove, and he does get an upper hand of Godzilla at one point. But if you watch that whole movie, Godzilla bodies the fuck out of everybody, and I think he was just fucking like he got punched by Kong, but he fucking suplexed King Kong through the pyramids.
Yeah, there was a suplex in this movie, and that's pretty funny. It's pretty good.
It was fucking
I like
awesome.
that.
And the soundtrack, awesome. I've never heard Twilight Zone by Golden Earring in a
true.
fucking
There was
movie.
a lot of rock
Oh,
music
yeah.
in this.
They had "I Was Made for Loving You" by fucking Kiss, which is ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
bam, bam, and
Oh.
"Turn Me Loose" by Loverboy. Holy fuck, what songs!
It's
man.
so fun. Like, they're trapped. They're in this place they've never been in before. But again, Godzilla or King Kong hurts his hand. They get the resources from an old base, I guess, to immediately put a glove on King Kong, and it's like the most absurd. Like, it's a giant fucking glove, and it's just hilarious to me of the logic of like it doesn't happen at a research facility where they have lots of resources. It just happens in the middle of the jungle. He just goes like beep beep beep, and then
Okay, yeah, that was one of the weirdest things of pacing because
So
how
weird.
far they were from the ship, and then he was like, "We gotta help Kong," and then it's like the guy who flew the ship died. He got
He
eaten
did.
by a tree, and nobody said that this guy can fly this fucking thing.
How predictable was that shot as well, by the way? like the moment there's this scene dedicated to this guy being an absolute dickhead to everybody else. He's like, he's gonna die.
Yeah.
He's not long for this world. And then he gets eaten by a tree trunk or something.
Some of the human characters were outright annoying. Like I didn't like them. The little girl played her part very well. The girl who played Popclaw and
Right.
in The Boys was pretty good. There was a little bit of an emotional moment. All of it was just like, I just want one movie where it's just the monsters.
I know. Right?
Yeah, I didn't feel
It's like
so,
Transformers
I didn't
movies.
feel so serious because of those people in the movie.
And Scar
Oh,
King
yeah.
sounded like maybe Christian can put it in here, but Scar King sounded like a wisp in Black Ops when you do Der Eisendrache and you shoot the fucking things like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot exactly when that sound happens, but a lot of recognizable sound
Yeah,
effects
It's
in
his
this for
it's
sure.
Scar King's first roar. It sounds exactly like the wisps
Okay.
from Black
Yeah,
Ops 3.
it's
Der
his roar.
Eisendrache.
The teleporter.
I was confused at the part where they were at a temple and they pressed a button and then water comes out and it's supposed to lead to a reservoir. But then they're at this temple and it's like a ruined temple where you can see the surface or like above them. And they don't notice that there's a giant wall of magic just like 6 feet away from them. And they're like, this temple leads to this wall. And then they start, I thought it was like a cocoon or like with like a big titan in there, but it's like, I think that's the place of the Kongs. They were trapped. It's like, I don't know. How did
It
they
was
notice
very
it? It's so weird.
strange. Yeah, it was like an organic thing and nobody explained it.
I think the way it was shot, it was just odd.
Smalls, if you're listening,
You're out
Click.
there.
cover your ears because this is a spoiler. Like I'll give you like this whatever. This is like 5 seconds for you to actually anybody. If this is a spoiler for the movie, that all the other shit's cool. You can think about it, but this is an actual spoiler. Mothra comes back,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't understand how. They're like, we need this girl to bring back Mothra. Why? What the fuck does she have? And then she just
Yeah.
stands there, and then Mothra comes back. I'm like,
I don't
what?
understand what the people do. The tribe that was on King Kong's island, how do they serve Kong? I mean, they can gather some food.
I don't know if they serve
What do
Kong.
they-
I think they just
they
live
just worship
alongside
him?
They just know how to live there.
At some point, they became telepathic. Yeah,
Mind shit.
there's a tribe of people that are telepathic, and that's how the little girl was getting the distress signal from the other inner Earth people. And yeah, it's
One of the dumber things
it's all
was
unnecessary.
the Iwi's power is gravity. It's like, how the fuck do they control gravity?
Yeah,
And then they hit crystals,
their
and then
technology's
that was
gravity.
pretty cool when when gravity was gone and Godzilla's like flying through the fucking air attacking people.
you have to imagine Freebird is playing during.
One of the deadliest things that happened. Okay, there's a funny one and a deadly one. I'll tell you the deadly one first. Scar King. There's the little baby Kong. We didn't talk about him. Supposedly his name was Suko in the credits, but nobody said that. It's another weird thing.
It is
But
odd, right?
Scar King and Zuko's mom or dad is protecting him, and he's like, no, 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 don't.
Mhm.
And then Scar King's like, oh fuck, turns around, and then he just fucking punts to the mom in lava and kills her. And Zuko's like, no!
Oh, right. Yeah, that was brutal.
And right in front, he's like, fuck this. And then that's when later Kong becomes an adoptive dad to little Zuko.
Yeah. And like a day before that, he was grabbing Zuko by the leg and whipping him around.
Zuko attacked
It was
Kong
so funny.
with 3 monkeys, and then Kong's like, fuck this. Grabs Zuko by the leg and starts using him as a fucking weapon.
And the monkey's like, ah, right. He's flying away.
I watched that. You can watch that.
So good.
It was so. Oh, I watched it. You can. What am I saying? But yes, Godzilla X Kong. One with the most fighting. One with the most kaiju's. There's a point where it reminded me of Kong, because you remember when you fought the Midgard Zolom or whatever it was, that big fucking snake in Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
In the water, Kong fights that pretty much in the water. A big fucking Midgard Zolom, and that's when.
True.
The Zolom fucked up Kong for a good bit. Godzilla went and fought something in the water, fucked it right up.
That was a pretty cool scene.
Tiamat was his name. Supposedly Tiamat came from there was a novelization for the movies and they just included him.
Little Kong wanted to get away from Donkey Kong here. So he led him to a lake where he knows there's this massive serpent, and it does end up snaring King Kong, and then Little Kong, like Diddy Kong, he backs off, runs away. Donkey Kong rips the fuck. We should have just been calling him Donkey and Diddy. Donkey Kong rips off the serpent, and then Little Kong is like, "Holy fuck!" Know what?
We should pay somebody to do that movie, but just put like the hat on Zuko.
Add a little add a red tie to Donkey Kong.
That would be so fucking funny. DK.
Oh, that would make me love the movie way more.
I'd make love to it.
I would say this has the least annoying human plot for me. I think King of the Monsters, I feel like that's the most annoying human plot, where I just don't care. Because like the father, he's like an asshole. The mother is fucking insane. And the daughter is, she's just there. She just serves the same role as the people in God X Kong.
I like that story a bit because the mother is an extremist, and she has parents who are extreme on both sides, and she's in the middle. That's why I enjoy it. You got a mom who's going like, we need to restart the world, and dad's like, kill all the Titans. And then the daughter's like, no, we need the Titan, but we don't need them this much, and we don't need to kill them. And Ghidorah is the fucking coolest enemy out of any fucking movie. Fucking a 3-headed electric dragon that came from space to kill the world. That King of the Monsters is my favorite. Godzilla X Kong is second. I like how I don't like in X Kong how Godzilla's kind of like not himself.
Okay.
I love the Godzilla that shows up, walks slow, has a grumpy fucking face, scream, and just fucks things up.
I do like his entrance where like King Kong shows up there, and Godzilla's first instinct is like, oh, you want to go again, you motherfucker. For like 5 minutes, they're just Godzilla's just wrecking shop with Kong. King Kong's like, wait.
In King of the Monsters, the music with Godzilla, bah, 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 and Godzilla just shows up, and he rips off Ghidorah's head. Okay, I could talk about King of Monsters all day. It's beautiful. It's fucking amazing. When you're a real Godzilla fan, all the Godzilla fans say that.
I haven't seen it.
But Godzilla X Kong, 8.7 out of 10.
So 8.7. Okay. This movie is, that's the wrong movie.
I didn't watch King of the Monsters.
So they never cast somebody who needed a lot of money in these movies, and the CGI was pretty much the same, but there was a huge, Hollow Earth is all CG, and they follow Kong for so much, so I don't know, they must have just really underpaid.
Yeah, I think slave labor is the answer here.
Pretty much. I don't know how they did it.
I would rate this movie a solid 8. No, I would say 9 out of 10. I got what I wanted. I wanted them fighting.
I got what I wanted.
I'll say 8.0 out of 10.
The human story was fine. It was
80?
predictable. It was what it was.
Again, I didn't watch King of the Monsters, so I can't really compare
it to
I
stuff.
want you to watch King of the Monsters. There's more human plot, but I think it has a deeper feel.
It's more serious.
Okay.